to shred, this is the best thing.
Wow, and this is, on Easy Pay.
Yeah.
I like that.
And we only have 4 colors left.
Oh my gosh.
Is that right? Well, thanks, honey. See you in a minute. Here's my other honey, Craig Smith.
Well, hello.
Who's here. This is our Royal 9-sheet microcut shredder. Microcut's the big word here. We'll tell you what that means. This one has the 100-sheet auto feed tray. So you can put a big stack of shreddable stuff in here, walk away, do something else. It'll take care of it for you. It's also got a big collector bin. And we have it for you on 5 payments, as Alberti said, under $20. Free shipping and handling saves you $7.50. We've sold over 40,000 of these shredders since they debuted at the end of January. They just keep coming back. You guys love these. These are such a major improvement over shredders that are out there, or maybe the one that you've got at home. So we have less than, how many, Dan? Less than 5,000? We have about 4,800 of these left to go around. We just sold out of a color earlier in the show before it even got on the air. So here's what's left. We have purple. That's our most limited now. We also have it for you in the rose gold. That's the one we have at my house. Then we have the silver, and then finally the black. And again, we have Craig Smith to tell us all about it.
Hello, hello. Good to see you. Yeah, this is a Royal microcut shredder. So what that means for you, Carolyn, is every piece of paper that you have, regular 8.5 and 11 by piece of regular 8.5, 11 inches by piece of paper, turns into 1,100 pieces.
Wow.
That's how small it is.
Wow.
That's the difference with microcuts. So when you put your trash at the curb, in a lot of townships around the country, as soon as you put something at the curb, it's fair for anybody to dive in there and get access to your trash. You don't want to give them access to your medical information. You certainly don't want to give them access to your taxes.
Right.
All that stuff that we have around the house that has personal and financial information, the best way to get rid of it is not to do this, to get those old checks, tear them in half and dump them in there. It's to put them through a micro-cut shredder and pulverize all of that information so the bad guys don't get access to your data.
So again, this one is, it's got some new features, including this auto feed bin that I just put a few pages in, but you could actually put 100 sheets in there and it won't get jammed and it'll just keep shredding everything till it's gone. This will also shred credit cards and those fake credit cards you get in the mail. They're trying to get you to sign up for something. Old membership cards, anything that has your name. Certainly anything that has your phone number, your address, your social security number, medical information from your doctor, all of that should be shredded, not just tossed in the trash.
That's right. In fact, the FTC recommends that any piece of paper that you have that has personal or financial information, you should shred it either daily or as soon as you're done using it. And a lot of us, we hang on to these stacks of maybe it's your electrical bills and your cable bills, or maybe you have that piece of paper laying around the house that all the pins and phone numbers and all that kind of information. This is what the bad guys are looking for. They want to get access to this data so they can open up an account in your name. They can file your tax return in your name and get your return before you ever filed your taxes. We're starting to hear more and more stories about that. What most of us do, we get that junk mail, we get that piece of paper, and out of habit, we tear it in half. It doesn't take a lot for the bad guys to do this and put 2 pieces back together. They're not going to put 1,100 pieces back together, and that's what you get when you put it through a micro-cut shredder.
So let's talk about what's in these bins.
Yes.
So shredders originally would cut pieces of 8 by 10 paper or whatever into these long strips.
Yep, that's like the 70s and 80s we first saw that.
That was better than just tearing a piece of paper in half.
True.
But still, that could be taped back together, and those strips each had a lot of your information still on them. Then the next generation would do this type of shredding.
And that's called crosscut. And actually, if you go out to the stores today, you're still going to see a lot of these shredders. So in the red, yellow, and green, we all have 25 pages in each one of these. This is crosscut. This is better than strip cut, but you could see, you could easily get some data off of these pieces of paper here. What Royal does, this is a company that's been around since 1904. They are pros when it comes to great office equipment. They do microcut. Every piece here, about 4 millimeters by 10 millimeters in size, one piece of paper into 1,100 pieces.
Wow.
So now good luck trying to put this back together and finding credit card numbers, finding whatever it is.
No, you can't. You won't be able to see anything. So you don't have to scribble things out or anything anymore. Just throw it into this new shredder. By the way, it doesn't have a clear bin. He's only showing you that. So you can see what's going into the bin. Yours will come like this, black on the bottom, and then you choose the color that you want on the top. The size of this is about 19.5 inches high, 13 inches long, and then about 8.5 wide. It weighs about 18 pounds, but it's on wheels, so you can just roll it from place to place if you want to. No need to pick it up.
Nope. And we just actually filled this one up. So I could have put a couple different batches of paper in the silver one that we have here. And just to show you, this is what your finished product is. This is what you now have with
confetti.
all those pieces of paper. This is confetti. So when you throw this out, put it in a bag, put it in your trash, you could use this maybe for packaging or stuff like that. But more importantly, the personal information that's on here is not going to be seen by the world.
So I'm sorry, Dan, your update was purple will be the next to sell out if you want the purple, and about 400 just ordered. So this is the solution to maybe a shredder that is an older model. Maybe it still does the strips or the cross cutting. You need something a little more secure. You can replace that shredder now with this new one from Royal. We have only black, purple, rose gold, and silver remaining. The other colors have sold out. This is a while supplies last price, which means normally it's $121 at QVC. Our price is now under $100, but we were only able to get a limited, finite quantity from Royal that we could sell at that price. So 5 payments of $19.99. When this quantity is gone, that's it. We'll probably still have this coming back because it's popular, but it will not be at this Wow Supplies last price. And we don't know if we'll have any easy pay on it either. You're also saving $7.50 today with free shipping.
And look at all that information we get. We all get this all the time. I love this one here, medical records. How about when you go to the pharmacy and you fill a script?
Yep.
You get that package insert. You basically get a little booklet describing everything about that medication that you're currently taking. I don't want to share my medical information with everybody in the world, so I want to make sure we get rid of that information the proper way. Putting it through that micro-cut shredder. This first slot here on the top, this is what's going to take those individual pages. This is what's going to take the credit cards. And you can put up to 9 pages at a time. It's even going to blast through staples. So that regular junk mail, you actually put a whole envelope in here as well.
Yes.
You keep this in the kitchen. Maybe you roll it under the counter. Maybe it's in your office. It's already fully assembled and on wheels for you.
Comes out of the box just like that.
Just a great way to get rid of that personal information so the bad guys don't get it. And then when you want to clean out the filing cabinet, so let's say you are holding on to your taxes from the 1990s. There's no reason to hold on to your taxes from the 1990s. You could put a whole stack of up to 100 pages in the back and walk away from the machine because the Royal Micro-Cut Shredder is just going to pull those pages through automatically without you doing a thing.
This is a great way to declutter your office, your file drawers, your file cabinets, all those old boxes of papers and who knows what they are. If you haven't looked at them in the last 8 or 10 years, put them in the shredder. Don't throw anything away that has your information on it because, you know, you might think, oh, nobody on my street's going to go through my trash. But what about when it leaves your street? It could go to any number of places before it gets thrown into the landfill. And once it leaves your premises, it's fair game for anybody who wants to go through it. And identity theft is still such a huge problem these days. And why make it easy for those people? You know, shred stuff so they can't get at your information.
I know one of the new ones, Carolyn. I've been hearing about this tax season. I'm hearing the commercials for it. I'm also hearing the news stories of people getting access to your personal information and filing your taxes with your Social Security number, your information, and getting the tax refund sent to them.
Oh, man.
So we're hearing
people
stories
are
of
horrible, aren't they?
The bad guys are always looking for a new way.
Yeah.
They're always looking for an easy way out to get your personal information. We hear about identity theft all the time. And if you were to use your computer, your personal computer, nobody goes on a PC anymore without having some kind of antivirus. This is like antivirus for the real documents that we have every single day laying around our house that we don't want to share with the world. If you don't want to share it with the world, put it through a shredder, especially like this, the micro-cut shredder, where one piece is turned into 1,100 pieces. And you could say, hey, bad guys, dive into my dumpster and try to put this back together again.
Yeah.
That old store loyalty card that I've had in my wallet, even though the store disappeared about 5 years ago, that still has personal information on it. Drop it through the shredder and look at this. Try to find the pieces of these credit cards as I'm dropping them in here. You're not going to have any luck at all.
And you know, sometimes even your teenagers get credit card applications. Definitely college students do. All of that stuff needs to be shredded. All that stuff with the kids' information on it too. Sometimes it's linked to your accounts. So anything, again, from your bank, from your credit cards, from your doctor's office, any memberships that you have, things from your car dealer, all the stuff that you have your name and address on, and let alone things like your medical history and your Social Security number and your phone numbers. Make sure all of that is shredded and not accessible to all those people out there that do those bad things, like try to steal your identity. And they are always at it.
Yeah, this comes fully assembled as well, even with the caster wheels. All you have to do is plug it into a wall outlet and start shredding away. I love the fact that it's on the wheel, so therefore you can hide it underneath the desk, hide it underneath the countertop.
Or put it wherever you open your mail. I know a lot of people have their shredder right by where they open the mail and they just toss all the junk mail right in it. You don't even have to open it.
That's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
The worst thing to do is to get all that information, tear it in half.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays. I do a lot of online banking. So I get checks mailed to me. I take a picture of the check and then I deposit it. Well, on that check, it's going to have routing numbers. It's going to have account numbers. It's going to have personal information. Again, anything you don't want to share with the world. And you know what? All of us do it. We're in a rush. We got 9 things going on at once. I got to take the kids to soccer practice. I'm just going to do this and throw it in the trash can. If you find this in the trash can, you still see an account number. You still see the address. You still see the routing number on the check. You still see absolutely everything. I put it through the shredder. This one I still happen to have the clear bin on, as you can see. And look what's happening to this. I'm just pulverizing all those documents, all those pieces of paper in the 4.5-gallon bin. And now I can throw this into a bag, put this in the trash. Nobody's going to put this back together again.
You know, sometimes when you have a credit card, they send you, without you even asking,
those checks. Yep.
Hey, do you want to access your credit line? Here's a check to make it easier. Well, please don't just throw those in the trash torn in half. Those are a real check.
Yeah,
so all that stuff needs to be shredded. And staples go through it too.
Yeah, we have the 2 different slots on the top here. So the one slot, this is where the credit cards are going to go. This is where the staple pieces of paper are going to go. This spot right here will take up 9 pages at a time. The back slot, the auto feed that we have right here, this is going to take up to 100 pages at a time. But these pages have to be separated in the back because the way it works, if I put a whole bunch of papers here in the back bin, it's going to pull them through one at a time.
Yeah.
So you're not going to want to have the staples. You're not going to put the credit cards through here. So the front one is what you're going to use on a daily basis. You know what? That restaurant just went out of business. I don't need the card anymore. Drop it on through. And then the stack of bills that I've had that I paid from 5-6 years ago, put that in the auto feeder, and it just blasts away on its own.
So again, this is Royal's 9-sheet micro-cut shredder with a 100-sheet auto feed tray. So 9 in the front, 100 in the back. There's a slot for credit cards. You can put staples through it. I don't know if you noticed, but those staples didn't even slow that one down at all when you put it through there. Shipping is free. That saves you $7.50, and you're also getting a price of under $100. Comparably at retail, this is over $165. We've got a while supplies last price, which means it's a limited quantity that we can offer to you at this price. We can't go back to our friends at Royal and say, hey, this is really popular. Could we have 5,000 more of those? They'll say, well, sure, but we can't give you that price that you got last time that was so low, which means then we can't give you this low price either. So be sure and get it while we have a supply left at 5 payments of $19.99, free shipping. Colors, purple, that's going to be the next to go, very limited now in the purple. We have the rose gold, silver. Silver is also starting to get limited now. And then we also have the all black unit. Remember, 5 payments of $19.99 and less than how many now to go around, Dan? We have about 3,000 left. That's it. So please stay in the ordering process for your new paper shredder from Royal. And I am going to excuse Craig Smith because he's going to run home and get his doggy.
The better looking Smith is making an appearance on Saturday morning.
And his dog, what is it, her or a him?
Him. Smitty Smith is on his way.
Smitty Smith will be demoing our pet product that's coming up later in the show with Kylie Watts. But first, speaking of pets, we have our quirky animal garden planters that are already super popular. Over 500